You all read the title and the thumbnails. What is next for Woodlands Rapid Transit? To be honest, there's one more game for Woodlands Rapid Transit, but it will not be under Woodlands Rapid Transit as the name intended. So yeah, I'll basically explain what is going to happen after I finish Woodlands Rapid Transit. Back in April 1st, 2021, Woodlands Rapid Transit was born to be a different railway and is based a railway around Woodlands. Although to be honest, there's no other railways in Woodlands anyways. Like, since when MRT has 6-car long train basically running around Woodlands. Woodlands is quite a small town. Actually, it's quite a bigger town, but then it's rather short or small. Basically, look, if you look at the route of where the Woodlands line goes to, it's basically look like the line is basically squeezed into basically every meters in every station. Like basically from Woodlands Coast down to Woodlands Green is basically take around at least 10 to like basically 20 to 30 seconds to reach both ends. So basically, to be honest, people are asking why is that. Well, to be honest, I can't answer them. I just don't care. I just don't care what they say. I just built whatever I wanted. Basically, I was basically imagining Woodlands would be it's like a big town. Like it's like their own city. Like basically their own metropolitan away from the CBD area of Singapore. Yeah, it's basically like that. But then to be honest, it was not meant to be like that. It's supposed to be a test track for North South East West Line Avatar rail scale, not the current 2 version of it, like the big version that is literally so big, and the other one that is basically well detailed and it's gonna be under development soon. The current day rolling stock for Woodlands Rapid Transit is using an engine called the roll scale. To be honest, there's no name for it. It's basically, I just name it as the roll scale engine. Roll scale engine is basically using, well, okay, to be honest, let me explain what roll scale is. Roll scale is basically like the N scale railway, like very tiny miniature size railway. Basically, you can fit anywhere, like on the table, or basically running around your whole house, like one system. But basically, I did something different with the roll scale engine, is by basically making them like humongous. Like basically the size of the train is basically the size of the avatar of Roblox. Yeah, it's basically like a roll scale. It's basically a roll scale train, but it's sized up to avatar that can basically, the avatar can just go into the train and just sit down and just travel on it. But to be honest, the reason I chose this is because there's other types of engines to use for trains. Like, I don't know, you basically can use W and S. I don't know what kind of engine is that, but then it's pretty much wide use in Roblox train system. However, one problem is basically once you release the control, the train literally just decelerates and just stops. Basically, you must basically hold down the W keys in order for the train to move, or else you basically just come to a stop. However, for roll scale engine, you basically set the speed for the train, and then the train will just cruise along the tracks without stopping until you basically put the speed down to 0. Basically, it will slowly stops and basically decelerate and stops at the station already. Then you basically just open the door and people can get out of the train. To be honest, there is some flaws with the roll scale engine. To be honest, the scale is not supposed to be that big. It's supposed to be like for smaller railway. But as you can see in my rolling stock, and then compared to the track size and the rolling stock, the track is like tiny, and then you'll be wondering how does wheels handle the size of the train on such a tiny track. To be honest, roll scale engine, there is a set of gliders on the bottom of the rail, basically keeping them from derailing easily. Like you can see for other railway, like they use WASD control, those type of railway. The train literally can just get derailed very easily if they're traveling on a very high speed, like, like very fast, until the train can just tip over and then came off the track. So basically, here's the diagram for the rail scale glider. You can see there is a set of like a flat glider on the bottom of the rails, and then there's one rolling one on top of the rails, and then there is a ball of it in the between the two rails. Basically, is to allow the train to glide along the rails. It's basically the ball is basically like the steering for it. Basically, when the train hits the rails on one side, when it's turning, it will basically just turn like a normal train. That's how it's basically worked, to be honest. But then, if the side, okay, one problem I found out while making the railway is basically my train is like damn big, and then it can be easily derailed if like, I don't know, people fly into the train and basically just cause it to get off the rail. It's not very, to be honest, the railway is not very stable, but then I don't mind it. It don't happen that often, so that doesn't concern me that much. To be honest, this is mostly not like a history. It's basically telling why do I use the roll scale engine more than the other engine type that is suitable for trains. Yeah, it's basically like that. So let's head to the main topic. What is next for Woodlands Rapid Transit, or basically the group mainly Woodlands Rapid Transit is operating in? For once, there is a Woodlands Rapid Transit 2 game going to be happening. Basically, Woodlands Rapid Transit 2 will have 3 lines operating around the mundane Wood area. The mundane area is basically similar to Woodlands, but for now it's like it's like nothing for now. There's like grasses, trees, and forest, but the area is basically having developments going on, so a possible railway going through it is basically beneficial for the future people living at mundane area. So the 3 lines are Woodlands Thompson LRT, the mundane monorail, and the Cambered Samba line. So let's get on to the Woodlands Thompson LRT. The Woodlands Thompson LRT is basically a crystal mover LRT system similar to the Pongo and the Sengkang LRT. It will run between Woodlands South to Woodlands Heights with a short loop around to Bright Hill Station before going back to Woodlands Heights. To be honest, the LRT is basically supposed to be for Woodlands Rapid Transit, the first game. However, due to lags happening if the LRT is built, so it'll be moved to the second game along with the other 2 lines. The LRT was meant to be the last stage for Woodlands Rapid Transit as stage 6 or phase 6. The name was picked by the community, and the person who made the name was heavily known in our servers. Woodlands High layout will be somewhat like this. For platform C, it will be used as a terminating platform for the Woodlands Circle line and will be the start and end point for the Woodlands Thompson LRT. However, the plan was changed as the line was moved to the second game. It will have its own platform above the existing Woodlands Heights station, with one leading to the depot. The depot will be on top of the existing Woodlands Heights depot, similar to like the Sengkang depot on the Northeast line and the Sengkang LRT. The Cambered Samba line was a line proposed by Aiden, my cousin, It was supposed to be a line from Sambawang to Gardens by the Bay. However, due to the game's name intended to be around the Mandai area, the line is basically cut down and terminating at Kranji Farm. The line was not intended to be in the original plan of Woodlands Rapid Transit. However, it didn't give me the idea for another phase before I ended the project as for good. So this line will be under phase 7 after the construction of the Woodlands Thompson LRT. The Mandai monorail is the first monorail line to be in Woodlands Rapid Transit. The line will run from Sambawang through Woodlands, Mandai, and to Singapore Zoo, connecting people from Woodlands and Sambawang down to the Singapore Zoo. In Singapore, there is only one monorail in operation, which is the Sentosa Express. However, there's another 2 monorail that was completely disused. One of the monorail was the original Sentosa monorail. The Sentosa monorail was built around the island, basically connecting people from the ferry pier to the other parts of the island. However, the line was discontinued as a favor for the Sentosa Express, which connects people from Vivo City to the island. The second monorail was the Jurong Bird Park Panorail, which opens in 1992. Yes, it runs along 3 stations around the Jurong Bird Park. However, the line was ceased operation in 2012 due to potential risk of a mid-flight bird getting hit by the train and damaging the vehicle. You can watch these 2 videos by ZC Production in the link in the description below. The Mandai monorail is not from me. It was inspiration from ZC Production, which you can find the link in the description down below, which he talked about the monorail going through Mandai. However, the Mandai monorail is connecting people from Singapore Zoo to Jurong Bird Park, then to the residents of Sambawang and Woodlands. But then some you might ask, would there be any plans for Woodlands Rapid Transit after all these projects are done? Well, the answer is yes and no. What? To be honest, I'll come back to Woodlands Rapid Transit time to time just to do some minor fixes for some, lag issues. And then the other is no. I'll discontinue Woodlands Rapid Transit and move on to other projects, such as Rosekill North East Line, and then the Sengkang Punggol LRT Avatar Rosekill. Basically like that. So thanks for watching this explanation video on what is gonna happen to Woodlands Rapid Transit in the future. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And I will see you all next time in the next video. So goodbye guys.